Good morning, everyone. It's Thursday, July 2nd. From the San Antonio Express News, my name is Luis Vasquez, and this is your Express Briefing. All of the stories you need to know to start your day. You can expect sunny skies through the holiday weekend and highs of about 100. Today, Via Metropolitan Transit Board's agenda for a special board meeting includes a push to secure a more dependable source of expanded funding for bus service through a November referendum on a city sales tax. You can get that story at expressnews.com. Also, keep an eye out this week for gardening columns from Neil Sperry and Calvin Finch, plus our Taste Team's latest comfort food roundup, which is all about meatloaf this week. Heads up, Express Briefing will be off tomorrow for the Independence Day holiday. We'll be back on Monday, though. But now, let's get started with today's top headlines. Texas public school students will be required to take the state's annual standardized exam called STAAR next year, but it will be done over a period of several weeks to keep them from having to show up on the same day. TEA Commissioner Mike Morath said that more than 600,000 public school students disengaged after schools moved to remote learning this spring. They did not complete assignments and could not be reached by teachers. The STAAR test was waived this year, and Morath said that without the test scores, educators can't fully grasp how significant the decline was. The test does more than provide data. Krista Torava dives deeper into what the test means in Texas and how local education leaders feel about Wednesday's announcement. After getting an earful from indignant business owners, city officials on Wednesday abandoned a mandate announced just the night before that would have required businesses to screen customers for COVID-19 symptoms. The city's screening order, business leaders told Wolf, would have resulted in backed up lines even if businesses handled the process efficiently. They said they would have had to hire more workers to post at entrances. Leaders are still encouraging screening measures, but they are not required. Bexar County Judge Nelson Wolf issued an emergency order on Wednesday that takes effect Friday at noon. Find out more about those rules at expressnews.com or in the link in the description. Immigration authorities have held a Haitian family at a hotel near the San Antonio airport for more than 3 weeks since they crossed the U.S.-Mexico border. At least one of the 4 family members, the 3-year-old daughter, tested positive for coronavirus, said immigration lawyer Cristo Cartagena, who is representing the family being held at the Homewood Suites by Hilton. It appears ICE is trying to deport the family without an asylum hearing. The family feared persecution in Haiti, but according to Cartagena, they haven't been granted a credible fear interview, which is normally the first step in the asylum process. Sylvia Foster Frau has more on how the pandemic has changed the way immigration is handled. San Antonio event planner Create a Date, whose performance in delivering food boxes under a federal relief program sorely disappointed food banks, will not have its contract renewed. The announcement Wednesday by the U.S. Department of Agriculture delighted food bank officials who had criticized the company for failing to fill their warehouses during a pandemic that triggered the nation's worst economic downturn since the Great Depression. Tom Osborne has been following the story for weeks and provides some perspective on how the company fell short. To keep our readers up to date on the path of COVID-19, the Express News built a dashboard of interactive graphics showing the spread of the virus in the San Antonio area, in Texas, and as a whole across the U.S. You can find a link to that in the episode's description or at expressnews.com. Next up are your need-to-know headlines. You can find all of these headlines and more inside your Express News subscription. The novel coronavirus continued its unchecked spread through the San Antonio region as Bexar County reported 439 more cases of COVID-19 and 53 new hospitalized patients on Wednesday. A statue of Christopher Columbus no longer is standing in a downtown park. Crews hauled the bronze statue from Columbus Park on Wednesday morning on a flatbed truck rented from Home Depot and escorted by police in a calm ceremony. UTSA notified 312 employees on Wednesday that their positions were being eliminated to help close a $36 million budget shortfall caused by the coronavirus pandemic's damage to state finances. The virus's effect on travel plans is considered so unpredictable that the American Automobile Association did not put out its yearly 4th of July travel forecast. Sales of Toyota's 2 San Antonio-made pickups plummeted in June, which the automaker blamed on a lack of inventory. Toyota Motor Corp officials said Wednesday that the workers at the manufacturer's Southside plant have started working overtime this week. Nueces County officials said they will temporarily restrict vehicular access on Corpus Christi and Port Aransas beaches until July 7th to help slow the spread of the coronavirus. The Express News editorial board writes, if recent reluctance to vote on a resolution outlining the city's priorities for changes to the disciplinary sections of the police contract is any indication of how things are headed, then taxpayers are in big trouble. Columnist Michael Taylor has been thinking about an academic paper that tries to answer the question, should the poor even try to save for retirement? You can find that article at expressnews.com. U.S. Senator Ted Cruz on Wednesday blocked an attempt by Senate Democrats to pass legislation creating a pathway to citizenship for some 109,000 immigrants living in Texas who were brought to the U.S. as children. A 20-year-old man suspected in the disappearance of Fort Hood soldier Vanessa Guillen shot and killed himself early Wednesday, and at least one other person is in custody, according to Army officials. Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick lashed out at Dr. Anthony Fauci on Fox News, saying the nation's top infectious disease expert has been wrong every time on every issue. Taft baseball coach Tim Goines didn't approach the 2020 season as an opportunity to guide his son, Devin, for a final year. Instead, Tim saw a team that had 11 seniors and a chance to get the Raiders into the playoffs for the first time since 2013. Then COVID-19 ended the season. Tonight, Tim will coach Devin a final time as part of the San Antonio Area Coaches Association Senior All-Star Showcase at Wolf Stadium. The Missions are partnering with the organization to hold a doubleheader featuring the area's best players from the 2020 class. All right, everyone, next up is the fun stuff. With summer's scorching arrival, now's the time to give up the oven and get one of those sweet treats into your fridge or freezer. This week, we're presenting a quartet of icebox pies. The term is typically used to describe any pie that isn't baked, perfect for the palates of South Texas. Paul Stevens brings us a sparkling apple juice from Cawston Press that he says is the perfect summer sipper, whether it's spiked or not. LJ Butler, who topped 2,000 rushing yards in each of the last seasons, has transferred from Wagner High to Judson. Taco Cabana is about to launch 12 margarita flavors, including a Dr. Pepper option. San Antonio poet Amalia L. Ortiz's book, Canción Canibal Cabaret, presents a timely vision of revolution. Is your dog or cat afraid of loud noises? Here's how to keep them calm during the 4th of July fireworks or the occasional thunderstorm. All right, everyone, that was your Express briefing for Thursday, July 2nd. My name is Luis Vasquez. Please consider becoming an Express News subscriber to get in-depth coverage on all the stories you heard today. Be sure to check the episode's description for links to the stories. Also, be sure to rate and review this podcast inside your Apple Podcast app, as it really helps the show. We'll be back on Monday. Have a wonderful 4th of July weekend, everyone.